This is Things My Friends Say. I'm Chris.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Tyler.
And today, we're going to talk about the paranormal. But first...
I had a question that I was going to bring up last time, but I forgot about it. But it goes a little bit with what we're going to talk about today, so I feel like it's not paranormal, but it's a little... iffy, a little edgy.
Are you gonna ask me if I shit with that ass?
No. Hey boy, you shit with that ass? That wasn't the question. Anyways, the question, Katie brought it to my attention, is because she said that a kid in her store asked her this when she was at work, but
Oof.
Would you rather have a living human being live in your attic and you not know, or 10,000 cockroaches?
Let me think.
Yep.
Oh, cockroaches.
But, yeah.
No, that's such an easy thing. Cockroaches.
Do they ever leave the attic?
It's up to you.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Well,
It's 10,000 cockroaches. I don't know how much space 10,000 cockroaches need.
I don't have to live at home.
Well, it's in your home. It's the home you live in.
Okay, I don't have to live there.
Well, but it's... You can't say that.
What do you mean?
It's hypothetical. The hypothetical home you live in.
I could call a pest guy to come out and take care of a cockroach problem. Or I could have a living human being in my attic. As soon as I see them, I could call the police and have somebody come out and escort them away.
you could also call a pest guy to take care of the human in there, you know?
I could send him up there as bait.
Mm-hmm. And then you finish him off.
Both of them.
I finished both of them off?
Yeah. I don't know why you want to kill the bait guy. He was hitting on your mom in front of your dad, and you said, you need to stop that. And he said, I'm going to steal her from him. So you kill him.
Stay away from my mom.
I would have cockroaches just because having... Actually, I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. I'd rather just have someone in my attic.
What? Why? I would not. I would rather. I would rather.
Anyways, so they can live in my imaginary attic.
I don't want a living human being in there. Haven't you seen like those like caught on camera like videos like where they have like somebody like mooching off just like the snacks and like stuff from their fridge and they like live in their house? That's one of the big
ones where it was the person who like the guy goes to sleep and he has a vent above his fridge and the lady comes out in the middle of the night and like eats and drinks and like goes back up and sleeps in there. She was there for like 2 months.
Or have you seen those like shows or I don't want to say it's movies because then it's not real and you don't care.
Based on a true story.
Maybe. I don't know. But where they find like a secret compartment in their house that they've lived in for like 4 or 5 years, and it looks like somebody has been living in there. Like it's like a secret room, and it's got like habitables.
It's like that school that has the Danny DeVito shrine behind the paper towel dispenser.
They got rid of that.
Well, they did, but it was still there.
There was some post on Tumblr about some kid's school that was like so run down and like low funded that like there was a hole behind part of the things in the bathroom that they could get in the wall, and they had a shrine to Danny DeVito.
There was a hole. Well, it was life size cut out of him.
Yeah,
that's how big the hole was.
Yes,
okay, DeVito's like what?
Danny
I'm
DeVito's
still
like
saying how big is the towel dispenser?
Well, it's got the towel dispenser like trash can combo, so it's
I see.
Big.
Okay, so they just pulled it out.
Oh,
and put
yeah,
Danny
that's what
DeVito
it was.
behind
It wasn't
it.
like a little,
It's like the ones where okay.
At any high school.
I mean, that may have been a construction joke, though. Like, they pulled out, like, we should totally put that life-size Danny DeVito cutout you have in your back seat in here.
You think construction workers have Tumblr?
Yeah. And they're like, he's like, no, I love that cutout.
He's like, just
no,
for a picture,
on,
just for a
put
picture.
it in there. Just put it in there. And then they forgot.
Do it for the meme.
And then they went back to the attic.
Yeah.
Then they went into my attic.
No, yeah, cockroaches aren't going to eat my food. I don't think.
Okay, but are cockroaches going to possibly defend you from an intruder?
What if that guy defends you from an intruder?
That's what I'm saying. Imagine this. An intruder comes in. You wake up. You go to reach for your imaginary gun that you keep next to your bedside or something. I don't know where people keep guns. And the intruder has it, and he aims and says, "You're out of luck." Or no, better yet, he says,
"I'm here for your mom."
I'm here for your mom. And then some Smeagol ass looking guy comes up from behind him and like does the uppercut, like but hits him in the nuts. And he falls on the ground. He says, "Oh God, you had a friend," and you wink at the guy and you
Friend?
said yes, and then as soon as like the cops come, you scream and you say, "Who the fuck is that guy?" And
You
then
just saved your life.
Imagine
So?
this, Chris.
Yeah, you're right.
Since you want to have the guy up in your attic, think of someone coming down your hallway that's trying to rob you, and 10,000 cockroaches running along the walls and the ceiling.
There's a movie about a guy who lives with cockroaches and can talk to them.
Ant-Man?
Yeah, that's everybody ever. You can live with cockroaches and you can talk to them, but they don't talk to you.
No, like they talk to him.
That's gross.
They sound like the chipmunks.
That'd be scary.
Yeah.
What?
And they like get in the way. Like he lives in a rundown apartment, and they start talking to him, and he just lets them live there. And his like,
Wait, what's it called?
I don't remember what it's called, but he gets like
Roachman.
a girlfriend, and they
That
try
sounds
to ruin their
familiar.
relationship, and they're like singing and shit.
I want to say I heard about this somewhere. Was it like 2 cockroaches only?
No, it was a whole bunch
Oh,
of them.
maybe I don't
It was
know.
a whole bunch of them. It's an old movie though. It's nothing new.
I want to say maybe.
Or you're thinking about the movie where the guy turns, or the book where the guy turns into
No,
a
no,
giant
no, no,
cockroach,
no.
and his family just basically beats the shit out of him and locks him in his room until he
No.
dies.
What?
That's awful. Yeah, there's a book about that.
That's awful.
Yeah, that sounds kind of scary. No, I want to say, I don't know, maybe, I think they talked about it on my brother and me, about the cockroach movie, about the one you're talking about. I don't
Probably.
know. I don't know what.
What if you had a human-sized cockroach living in your attic?
No.
I'll just have a human.
That thing,
Well-
it'll fuck you up. It's a giant cockroach. It's got armor on its body.
Shoot it.
It's got armor on
I'm
its
not
body.
saying that it's
Chris.
just shoot it.
It's very hard
Okay,
to kill a cockroach.
my question is, do cockroaches have the same... Do they have principles like a person? Like, do they have, like, the same restraints or allowances that a person does morally and, like...
I don't know, because I don't know if cockroaches...
Because a cockroach wouldn't be malevolent to me. It would just be.
think
Like, a
maybe,
person could have malevolent intent and live
Yeah.
in my attic. It
I
could be
mean-
plotting.
I mean,
but is the cockroach plotting?
a
Or is he just up
cockroach-
there and I don't know?
If it's like a normal cockroach, it's not going to come out. It's going to
But
sit
I
in
don't
the dark
hear him
area.
being spooky up there.
You'll
He
hear
doesn't-
the clatter of his 8 legs.
But he doesn't mean me any harm.
No, he's just hanging out in the attic. The only thing you have to worry about is, I don't know, cockroaches eat garbage when they're small. So, like, what's a big cockroach going to eat?
Big garbage.
My attic.
Me. What?
Well, I guess. I guess he doesn't have
You
to have
don't
intent
know.
to eat me.
Yeah,
a
you-
shark doesn't have intent. It just eats you.
Yeah, it just does it.
Sorry, sharks.
Nike. Just do it.
Just do it.
So I guess... Well, if the giant cockroach happens to maybe almost try to eat me, I'll take the person. But
Just
if
rip
the-
its leg off.
But it's a giant leg.
Okay, but that doesn't mean you can't just rip its leg. I mean, we're talking about like a bug still. It's still a bug. Just because it's bigger
Chris.
doesn't
But
doesn't
it's-
mean.
But it's
Chris.
big. It's proportional now.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that it's
Bugs
stronger.
can lift like 100 times like their weight and stuff. It would
Okay,
eat me,
and
bro.
an ant can still rip Black Widow's leg out of its body. A single ant can do that. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's 'cause
sure
it's-
I could rip a giant
Black
cockroach's.
Widow's got dainty eggs.
No, they're big. Have you ever seen the videos of the ants that like swarm a Black Widow? It's terrible. The Black
Yeah.
Widow's like,
Well,
hail,
but I'm not
hail,
swarming
and they like
him.
rip
I'm just
their legs
one
off.
me.
I'm just saying, you could rip its leg off.
Chris, if it is a human-sized cockroach, it's going to have the same size leg as you. You can rip that off?
Yeah,
It's still attached. I don't know. I think I'd take a person. over it.
exoskeleton. If your bones were on the outside of your body,
They
and your
are.
skin was on the inside of your body.
No, there's no skin.
They're
Huh?
just-
No, I'm
they're
just.
just
I,
crunchy
that was my
boys.
first thought. Was like if we had bones on the outside and skin on the inside. Anyways, you just got to step on its leg really hard. You could break someone. If there was a bone right here and I stepped on it, I could break it. I could step on a cockroach's leg and break it. The only difference is his bones are outside. He wears his bones as a suit.
And then his guts are just free flowing inside
Yeah, and
of
his
him.
his
in a-
guts
in a
are just
juice
hanging
pack
out.
and he's-
He's like a Capri Sun in there, protected by bones.
Giant
the
cockroaches
straw
are
in there.
basically tortoises. Like there's except more legs. Could you imagine a tortoise with 8 legs?
Yes, I can.
ugly.
I just did. I came pre-installed with imagination software.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah, thanks.
the newest OS.
Yeah. i10.
T10. Tyler
No,
10.
it's for imagination, not Tyler.
Well, Tyler's imagination too.
Okay, we're done talking about.
We're done.
We're done talking about imagination. Sorry, Jeremy, I didn't mean to cut you off. we're just done with this because we have an actual something that we prepared a little bit this time to go about we looked up some things, some stuff this time instead of just bullshitting about the things that we kind of half-ass know.
Right. So I'm excited to talk about scary shit in general, but I want to real quick touch on, because I know Jeremy took some real good notes on cryptids, what a cryptid is. I know in the first episode we ever put out, we talked about beating the shit out of Mothman.
Anyway, so let's shit on Mothman.
I don't want to shit on Mothman.
He's not even scary.
Is
He's a big bird ass bitch. Like, let's be honest.
Something about Mothman sucking dick. I don't know. But,
And the rake.
And the rake.
Okay,
It don't matter how
listen to
tall he
this.
is. He's on his hands and knees.
Listen to this.
He's gonna suck this dick. Is what the rake's gonna do. Fuck him.
Don't disrespect him.
Listen to this though.
And Slender Man.
And Slender Man.
Fuck Slenderman. He's stupid.
Yes.
So a cryptid is basically not a monster, a creature that
It's an animal.
an animal. I'm sorry, that technically doesn't exist, but
It
people
does.
believe that it could exist.
It hasn't been proven.
Yeah, there's no
to
proven
exist.
that it doesn't exist.
But people believe it's like
Right.
a real thing. Like it's out there reproducing and it
and
has like an ecosystem.
a
for
lot
itself.
of them also come from folklore. Like I know for a fact that, well, for the most part, I would hope no one really believes that unicorns exist. Like, but technically that's a
Okay.
cryptid.
Okay.
Okay, bronies might.
Oh, brownies.
But like, Mothman is a cryptid, technically.
Yes.
The rake is not a cryptid. The rake is a creepypasta or a creature of paranormal creation.
I think Mothman is more of that too. Because he's just a him.
He's folklore though. He has like people.
No, they believe he's real, but he's only just him.
I know, but he's technically a cryptid.
Okay.
Technically,
I guess. So
the
then
moth
he has
person,
he has
there's
moth
been multiple
parents.
sightings. So
Probably. I could see it, you know.
and
Mothman,
like
Mothman.
Slender Man technically is not a cryptid. I just wanted to make that clear from the get-go for people who don't really know the difference between a cryptid and the rake or Slender Man. So
A cryptid is an animal that people think is actually real and has not been proven to be real, but Slender Man and the Rake are just fake things that are
Yes.
meant to scare you.
Yes.
And not all cryptids are necessarily scary either.
Yes.
no, right? I was saying no as in yes, you're right. Not like no, I disagree with you.
Like, Bigfoot is technically a cryptid. And when you Google cryptids, there is infinity other creatures that might as well just be Bigfoot that lives on another country.
And if you want to know more about cryptids real quick, listen to My Cryptid Keeper. I think that's very interesting, and you learn a lot about other cultures and like what they believe in the monsters that are, or the animals or creatures or monsters that are associated with the stories that are passed down.
That's another podcast, by the way.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. But
Anyways, sorry, Jeremy. Sorry.
it's okay. But just speaking on what Ty was saying about Bigfoot, like other names for it would be Yeti, you know, that'd be in Asia and India. And then
A snow yeti?
Snow Yeti. You fucking idiot.
Desert Yeti. We
Shut
looked
up.
it up. There is a desert Yeti.
Oh my god. No, it's not. There's a Yowie, which is like in Australia. It's kind of like a Bigfoot type of deal. And then there's the Swamp Ape, which is like down south in the U.S., which is Bigfoot. Just
We
much
always
hairier.
just want a two-legged friend who isn't us to be there.
A bipedal.
Yeah, we just want...
The beetle.
We're always just looking. Why?
I don't know.
We are lonely.
Not a fan.
Well, Chris, you wanna start it off?
No,
Your-
go ahead.
Me?
You go with your
All
notes.
right.
Go with your notes. I want to hear what you found interesting. What did you find?
All right, I'm going to start off with a local boy. It's not Bigfoot, don't worry.
A local boy to who?
To Californians and
Okay, I
us in
was going
general.
to say Lodi. I was like, there's a cryptid in Lodi.
It's a grape.
It's the great man.
It's kind of...
Jeremy then says some bad words.
No, no.
Okay.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
I thought...
No.
No, I'm taking that out.
Oh.
My wife.
All right, so some quick facts just to kind of put in.
What's his name? What is it?
His name is Tahoe Tessie.
What?
So it is like the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland, but
Okay,
in California.
that is
like
not
Tahoe.
original. They took Nessie
no.
and named it Tessie.
Oh, I'm gonna-
Hang
I
on,
got-
let
I got
Jeremy
facts,
tell
Chris.
us this before
I got
we shit on it.
facts, okay?
Okay.
Shut your mouth.
Because I got a full tummy right now, Jeremy.
All right. So, The size of Lake Tahoe, its max length is 22 miles. Its max width is 12 miles. Its depth is 1,645 feet. And it takes up 122,160 million acres of land. So
I don't know how much an acre is.
that's a lot. So Tahoe Tessie is, like I said, a lake monster.
Is it like a serpent? Is it like a dinosaur
It's
kind of
kinda
deal?
like I got it written down here a little bit what it kind of looks like.
Okay.
So first, the tales of it go back to the 19th century with the Washoe, and I cannot say that Indian tribe name, so I'm not going to try.
What is it? Let me see it. Looks like you wrote panther.
It's not panther, but it says the creature obviously lives underwater, and we were actually there not that long ago under Cave of Rock. There's a tunnel that goes underneath. The length of how big it is varies. They say between 10 to 80 feet. So there's a huge amount of difference how big it can be.
So there's babies.
Whatever.
Babies are 10 feet. Mama and Papa testicle are 80 feet.
Yeah.
Or if you see a snake in the water, you say, that's it. It's 10 feet long,
It
just
is.
like Tessie. Oh, it's Tessie because it's Tahoe Nessie.
There you go.
That's a ripoff.
Yeah, it is. But don't tell the Washoe people.
Copy my homework, but make sure to make it a little bit different so the teacher doesn't notice.
Well, okay, I guess if Europeans didn't make it, then I guess it can't be a ripoff. But the fact that we call it Tessie is a ripoff.
Well,
What is its real name? Because
Did I write down
Tessie is
Tahoe?
just a ripoff of Nessie, and then making it sound like that is like we just had to be like, oh, Tahoe's big, there's dinosaurs.
I don't think I wrote down the name of it. I'll look for it in just a second. But it does have a large serpent body. The skin color varies between jet black and turquoise. So it can be,
That's nuts.
interesting colors. Might change color. Who knows? And his skin is described as smooth, despite having reptilian features. So I guess it could look scaly, but it's not going to be scaly. It'll be smooth.
I mean, unless you go against the scales, snakes are smooth.
True. And just to help you think about how deep Tahoe is too, it happened 8,000 years ago, but the West Tahoe Fault shifted, and it caused a 30-foot tsunami.
How do we know that? Oh, I guess probably,
Science.
yeah.
But
Gosh dang
I had
those
to do,
scientists.
a whole thing about this for my geography class in college. Passed with B+.
So that's real information right there. That's not
Facts.
that fake stuff
Facts.
that you get by actually going out and like trucking the land. This is real shit. You got a B+.
Good job.
Passed it.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
What do you got?
So mine, I don't want to say mine. I sound like I'm giving a book report. What I looked up, there is the black dog. Do you know about him? Not the one from the scary story.
But is it similar? Is it a long,
It's
similar?
similar, but only because it's like a black dog. It's more of like an apparition.
Okay.
In England, it also goes by old shuck or black shuck, but there's like variations of it, like over so many hundreds of years in England. But the area, I don't remember I could have wrote the area down, but the area in England that it is sighted in, it was like only like 4 different towns, like over like the however long. But when people would see it, like they would say that it would like turn your blood cold, and like it would show that death was coming. And it was varied from like a bigger like lab sized black dog to a dog that was like as big as you, like standing up straight. And then sometimes it was just regular and it just was like a giant black dog. And then there was one interpretation of it, I want to say from like the 1100s, and it was, or the 1300s, I don't remember which one it was, but it was in some graveyard by some church, and it had like one glowing red eye, and it was like a cyclops. But anyways, some people believed it was like a friendly apparition, and it would like help you on your journey or wherever you were going, or it was just like a companion because it was a dog.
Right.
And then other people felt it was like devilish, and it was there to show that death was coming or something bad was going to happen or you were going to die.
That sounds. I mean, that kind of sounds like something I would want going into battle by my side. Sounds pretty sick. Giant ghost dog, black dog.
Ghost battle dog.
Yeah, ghost battle dog.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of the pictures for it were
Dumb.
not dumb. I mean, the
Was
one
it
where it was
old depictions or was it like?
I mean, they were like all old depictions, but it was like what I found interesting was that there was like so many different accounts from like that were hundreds of years like separate, and it wasn't just like, oh, I went home after this and I wrote about the black dog just because I read about it, but like, I don't know, like people actually thought they were seeing this thing in
Right.
these towns,
Well-
in the graveyards, like.
What I picture in my head is no one who listens to this has probably played Spiral Knights, but there was a boss called it was this online game for kids, this Three Rings. Whoever made Sonic made it. Sega, whatever. And there was a boss called the Snarlax. Look it up, it's pretty cool looking, but it's like a giant wolf, and it has 3 or 6 eyes. They're all red, but I mean, like, that's what I picture, obviously, but maybe only with 1 or with 2 regular eyes. Cool. I think wild beasts are cool.
What did you say about its eyes, Tyler? Or did you say
It
anything
was
about
it varied. It was like some people, or for the most part, it was that they glowed red. But there was like the one account from the 1100s or 1300s that it said it was like a cyclops with one giant red eye that took up like its whole face.
Gotcha. That's scary.
Yeah, I would rather have the 2 scary demon eyes than the 1 scary demon eye.
Yes, please.
That's what it is. Sorry, I was looking up something. I had a thought. One, and this is a cryptid that I find, well, I don't know. This is something that I find interesting.
It's Mothman?
No, Mothman's stupid as hell, and he probably would fly into a light, and then I would just like punch him straight in the face. It's called the Hide Behind, and it's like
Sounds like some Winnie the Pooh shit.
No, it's North American folklore, like around Massachusetts, which is interesting because Mothman, where's he from?
Virginia.
Pennsylvania?
Virginia.
Oh, whatever. All of them are down south.
Carolina.
West Virginia.
Mountain
Mountain
Mama.
Mama.
I was going to
This-
say that, but then I thought one of you guys was going to say it, and then both of you guys said it.
This creature, monster, whatever you want to call it, it's like this, like, it's a bipedal, but it's thin, very thin. And it was the blame for when loggers would go missing back in the day. And it's supposed to be this thing where, like, it can't harm you unless you can't see it behind you. So the way they would describe it is if you're walking and it's like chilling, like walking behind you, if you turn around, it has a very good, like, it's very good at like moving quickly, and like it's so thin that it can just like be right behind you and you won't see it when you turn.
Just wear glasses with side mirrors.
like yeah, no, exactly. And it hides behind trees.
Just mimics you?
Huh?
Just mimics you?
Well, if it's
No,
it doesn't
it's-
matter what it's behind.
it's-
If I'm always seeing behind me, it can never get behind me.
Oh well, trust me, it'll hide behind trees, and then you won't be able to see that behind you if it's hiding behind the trees.
But if I
behind
have 360-degree vision,
you. It
how's it
likes to
gonna get-
disembowel people.
oh well.
It impales people, and what's fun is that if you get hammered fucking drunk, it won't come and get you.
Hell
That's the way you
yeah.
protect yourself. Get
Hell
drunk,
yeah.
Yeah,
boys. So they
you
say
wear
that
those
that's-
goggles. I said.
They say it was probably fake as hell, and loggers just wanted an excuse to go get wasted in the woods. So,
Still kind of
Oh.
scary.
huh?
Yeah, that's
It's
scary.
a slender thing following you around.
What do you think he looked like?
Cuts you in the belly, just a skinny pole.
Probably tall. It probably
Long.
tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
No, but
Nice.
it's like tall, and I mean, there's different descriptions of it. A lot of them say it's got like white hair.
You don't think it's a ripoff of the Wendigo?
No,
Wendigo.
no, because the Wendigo is like a deer creature. This isn't a deer creature.
It's just a man.
You ever heard of a skinwalker?
Yep. That's
Sounds-
a werewolf.
It's a shapeshifter.
You sure?
Close.
You sure about that?
It's a shapeshifter. It's an Indian shapeshifter. They're evil. Like there's a story of a dude who goes up into the woods, and he's like, "Yo, I'm in the woods with my dog." And one day he's walking out and he smells something. It's real smelly. He goes
Smelly
up
smell?
and he sees a deer, but the deer is dead. and the deer it's like just its skin hanging on a tree, and he's like, there must be another hunter up here. Not a problem. I'll just make sure to take note and tell them to leave next time I see them, because it's my land. So he goes into his cabin with his dog, and late at night his dog's barking at the back door, and he's like, man, what are you doing? And he opens the back door, and his dog runs out into the forest, and he's like, man, bye. And then the next couple days go by, and he's looking for his dog, not getting anything. Finally, his dog comes back, and his dog like is limping a little bit, but his dog's okay, and he's like, all right, it's cool, no problem. So he's like, come on, boy, come on inside. So his dog comes in. That night, he's eating dinner, right? He's chowing down real good.
It's just this man and his dog?
Yeah, and the dog is like standing, looking at him.
On hind legs,
just
all
looking.
fours?
And he's like, it's kind of weird. And he's like, all right, come on. And it like doesn't move. And it just keeps looking at him. And he's like,
I would leave.
He's like, dude, come on. And his dog it lays down in the living room. It won't come into his room with him. So he goes to sleep, and
he's the skinwalker.
Next day, he's seeing it, and he's like, you look a little bit longer than you usually are.
Longer?
Yeah, and it's like he tries to give it food, and it won't eat, and it won't drink. And it just keeps looking at him, and he's like, bro, what's your problem? So, like, the next day, he, like, that night, he, like, closes his door when he sleeps, and he can hear it walking up and down the hallway. And like the next day, someone's excited. Next day, he like, it's a little bit longer, and he's like, okay,
what does that mean?
This is
like
weird.
From head to tail?
Yeah. So like he goes to bed. He doesn't leave yet because he's probably like a white guy. White people don't run away from those situations. He probably drank a Monster, punched a hole in the wall. Anyways,
Kyle?
He goes and sleeps, and the next day when he comes out, the door is open and the dog is gone. So he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So he gets in his truck, and he's like speeding, and he's going and going and going, and a dead deer carcass flies through the back window of his truck
And he's driving forward?
while he's driving forward.
That means that deer was going faster than him.
No, I mean someone threw it into the back of his truck. I'm not. A dead deer didn't jump into the back of his window.
No, I'm saying that if he's driving forward,
okay.
something threw it
Okay, I was
faster
gonna say
than
the deer's
he's
not
driving.
running that fast, and it's not jumping it.
Yeah, the dead deer is running.
But people were like, yeah, that was probably a skinwalker, and they can only hold.
Somebody's saying this is a real story?
Yes, they said a skinwalker can only hold form for so many days before they have to turn back, and that's probably what happened. Is it wandered in, and whoever it was didn't know how to disengage from the situation, and they didn't know what to do. So that's why they were being awkward the entire time. And then when they saw an out, they took off. But they're evil. They're not good. They said that it was probably going to try and do harm to him and take his form, and then,
Why didn't it just do it?
I don't know, because it was probably waiting for the right opportunity.
We could have just got him when he went to bed.
Well, it didn't. That would have been too obvious. I don't make the rules. I'm not saying all skinwalkers are smart. Maybe it was its first time.
I mean,
Rookie.
it already got the dog.
Yeah. So?
So what?
Chicken butt.
Your California story, Jeremy, reminded me of a... Have you ever seen that book? I don't remember when it came out. Probably when we were like elementary school.
Kill
But the
Mockingbird.
Weird California book, like that fat one. It's like kind of square. It's like one of those like books that you leave on like a coffee table
When
or
I was-
like at like a doctor's office.
When I was looking up, trying to find what the Washoe people called it, just a bunch of weird California sites came up. Like that book you're talking about, Tyler.
But I remember it's a friend I had back in the day. That wasn't you friends. It was a different friend. Elijah. You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
him?
Elijah, yeah.
He had that book. He brought that book over to my house, and he forgot it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he forgot it. I don't still have it. He eventually got it back. But there was this story in there about... I don't remember where it was. It was in California. But it was this... on this road at night, this woman was driving, and something ran out in front of her car, and she swears she hit it, but there was no front damage to her car, but there was like claw marks like that like
I
dug
remember
into
this.
the bottom of the car, And I remember there was like a picture in the book, and it was like a car driving by, and it was like some like big ol', you know what the head shape of the guy from the Nightmare Before Christmas looks like?
Yeah.
The doctor
Yeah.
that he's always scratching his brain.
Yeah.
Its head shape kind of reminds me of that, but it's like a giant, like long arm, long leg, like skinny alien looking thing that's head's kind of shaped like a duck. Yeah, and it's like coming out of the bushes. Anyways, that lady, like they never found whatever she thought she hit, but then somebody else, like 10 years later or so many years later, like said they saw it also, and they also almost hit it. And there was also scratch damage to their car, but they never found it. They don't know what it was, but there was scratch damage that was like good. Like it was like some good
Good deep scratches.
yeah. And I
That's
remember
creepy.
that.
That is.
Probably an alien. Or a reptile man. Of some
Alien
kind.
reptile man.
Like on the X-Files.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just aliens. Speaking of scary stuff and aliens, the VHS movie,
Yes.
which one is it? The one with the aliens?
Oh.
The one that that specific one. Either way, there's
it's
this
two?
one VHS. The movies.
There's a movie called VHS. It's
Right.
not a VHS tape.
Right. Well, I was about to
Could be.
explain that. That's you. It's all filmed from somebody's perspective. What do they call those? Found footage movies, basically. And it's like all of these kids. This one kid's caught jacking off in the beginning, and everyone's laughing at him, and they're like in their parents' cabin, and then like this huge light goes off, and all
If
the
you
kids.
caught somebody jacking off, I don't think you laugh at them. I think
Oh,
you'd
they
be like,
laughed
bro,
at him.
you're
No,
like,
they
what
were,
the fuck?
They're like, have fun jacking off, buddy. You getting your sock holed up, and that's what they were doing. Like I remember that creeped me out just like the beginning scene,
jacking off?
where no,
Yeah, that's scary.
where all the kids are in the living room, and then like the light softly like lights up, and you see like the two alien figures in the window panes, and then it like goes dark again, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, there was a real. That was a real scary one.
That one was. I feel bad for the dog though, because the whole segment
kill the dog.
is like they strapped a camera to the dog. That's how they caught the brother in the beginning, and the whole segment is like from the dog's point of view, and in the end, the dog dies.
Well, the dog gets it starts getting teleported up, and then it stops, and the dog just falls to the ground and dies.
And it had run at one of the aliens and barked at it, and they like swatted it. They swatted the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Just get the. They knocked him away.
The aliens had a oversized one of those foam fingers.
Yeah,
that
they
you
did.
Get
They
at,
just-
like the baseball game or the
They said, "What did the
basketball game?"
5 fingers say to the face?"
Number one.
No. But what I think the scariest part was like when they think they're saved because you hear like police sirens and they start running. They're like, "Oh, it's you know what?" And then like it's not. It's the aliens, and they were mimicking police sirens to get them to run to it because they were hiding in the forest. That shit is scary to me. Like that's not.
Well, if aliens were here, they'd be smart.
Okay, Signs. The movie Signs, when they come to
Hey,
Earth and there's
that's
water
dumb
and the
aliens.
aliens
That
have
movie
water as a
sucks.
weakness. War of the Worlds, where they can't handle the
Well, they
oxygen
didn't know
of the
about
Earth.
germs.
I'm just saying, like, their aliens are always going to be stupid, but
They're
like,
gonna come and they're gonna be allergic to farts.
We're aliens.
Yeah, poor aliens.
We're
to...
aliens. I say
Oh.
poor
I
aliens.
thought you said poor aliens.
are you allergic
We're-
to farts?
We're aliens from Mars. We're refugees out that ran away from Mars and came to Earth because there's a big war. And yep,
Xanthu tell you that?
my Xanax did.
Jeremy, what else you got?
So I was gonna say, Tyler, it's kind of similar to your, what was it called? Black Dog. Spooky
Yeah,
Dog?
big old
Big old
Hutch.
BBD.
What?
big black dog.
Oh,
So this one's called the Ozark Howler.
Ozark or Ozark?
Ozark.
Ozark is a company.
And it's mountains.
Yes.
Oh
And-
yeah, that too. More
it's-
importantly, but it's a
it's-
company also that delivers frozen food to my store.
Oh. I'll give
Oh,
that a safe
it's
bet.
mountains, and they deliver frozen food, and the mountains are cold.
Oh, genius.
Mountain Dew. There's dew in the morning time of the mountains, and that's the best time to crack open a cold, fresh Pepsi brand
yeah.
Mountain Dew is in the morning.
Ad.
So it said to live in remote areas of Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas.
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 Not your Kansas, our Kansas.
Kansas. So think of it. It's described as being the size of a bear. So I'll just go with the smallest bear in North America, which would be the black bear. It's still going to be over 6 feet, probably way more, between like 350 to 400 pounds. So that's going to be
just a little bear. Just a little guy.
That's the smallest bear in North
Small
America.
boy.
Okay. And it's a dog, though. It's a bear-sized dog. So it's that big. It's not just like a bear.
It's a bear-sized dog.
Bear-sized dog.
Isn't there? Sorry to interrupt you. Isn't there a video of like a, what is it? There's like a dog, right? And it's filming in the forest, and it's someone's dog, and they're filming their dog run back and forth and bark at something in the forest, and you can't see what it is. And then the dog runs a little bit into the forest, and it was like a black mound, but it like gets up, and it's like a huge ass dog, like giant dog, and it runs back and forth, and the dog is like barking at the big one, the unknown pupper, whatever you want to call it. And at the end of the video, the dog runs too close, and the big dog jumps on it, and the camera like cuts.
I don't know about that, Chris.
Check it out.
Okay.
Type in big black dog in the forest with small dog baiting big dog eat.com.
Nice.
Go ahead, sorry.
Meatspin.com.
No, I was going to say that. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sponsor.
No!
Okay, so its eyes are said to be red like yours that you talked about, but it's supposed to be like they can glow red without any external light hitting them. So they're always just
Yeah, just like
red,
mine.
just like yours. And so it, as it's named, like the Ozark howler, the howl of it is like a combination of an elk bugle and a like a wolf howl. And I don't know if people know what an elk howl sounds like.
I know what that sounds like. I'm going to make the noise right now.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. I'm making it.
Damn, that was hella good.
I get excited for practicing.
It's like the goat you do.
Yeah, I do goat voice.
It's a good goat. But yeah, it's supposed to be like a death omen. So if you do see it, like Mothman, something bad's gonna happen.
Huh. And it's a dog?
Dog size.
A bear-sized dog.
Yes, bear-sized dog. So it's big boy. Big boy.
Huh.
What if I saw a dog-sized bear?
That'd be kind of cool.
It'd be like a red panda or a.
Shut up.
Okay.
Stop telling me things that are real.
Got anything else on that, boy?
Not on that one.
So let me talk about this. Isn't this is just a creature. It's part of the stories, and
Stories.
it's a story boy from Japan. It's called a kappa, and this thing looks like
They got like a duckbill.
it's got a duck bill. It's got
I knew it.
webbed
It's a
webbed
motherfucker.
hands, webbed feet, and it has a weird like depression on its head. It's
Mongoose.
called a dish, and they are known to take a special type of organ out of one's anus, and they will assault you in the water.
My heart.
I was gonna say that.
They take your heart out of your butt.
Well, that's where it is.
You're right, and pee is in the balls.
He is
Science.
in the balls.
This is science.
But yeah, that's what they're all about, and it's kind of sad because the background is that some like people will tell kids don't go near the water, right? Because they say they're dangerous. Obviously, don't get your anus muscle ripped out. Please don't do that.
Please, if not for you, if for your
But
mom and dad.
They think that they started it because of the amount of kids that drown in the rivers where they're supposedly spotted. And that's why they tell kids not to go near the rivers because kids have drowned in there. And they say that if you go near there, the kappa will come for you. So that's why they tell kids not to go near the water,
I mean,
which is kind of sad. But I think that's it's sad that kids drown in the river, but I think that that's kind of
I don't want to get
interesting.
got by the monster, but also if you told me there's some dead kids in that river over there, I wouldn't go.
Oh, I thought you were saying you don't want to
near it.
get got by the monster, but getting your
No,
butt muscle
no.
ripped out sounds pretty good.
Whew.
Butt muscle ripping monster machine broke.
That's working again. There's something similar to that. Not really. It's no webbed boy with a duck bill and a little dink in his head. It's a horse.
Is that it? It's just a horse.
It's a horse, and its hooves are backwards. So
What does that like? Its legs are backwards, or
Oh,
just
it's the
its
Kelpie.
hooves?
yeah,
The Kelpie. That's Scottish.
Chris knows.
Yeah, this bad boy.
Go
thanks.
ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jeremy's
I
go
was
ahead.
getting pulled in. Yeah, I gotcha.
You're too excited, Chris.
Kappa got him. It's pulling him in.
Kappa Zeta got me. You know what I'm saying?
Kappa Zeta Phi.
Yes.
Past that Coors Light,
Crispy
broski.
But it was a tale back in the day to keep people away from, what was it, like rich landowners' horses? Is there like show horses or valuable, whatever?
Horses are scary on their own.
Yeah, but this one is majorly by the water, and if you go over there and you try to touch it, you can touch and everything, but your hand will get stuck, or whatever you touch it with gets stuck.
Like you'll like phase through it,
No,
or
you're
it's like glue.
you're like glued to it.
That's where they got the idea to make horses into glue. Was
Yeah.
the whatever you said?
Kelpie.
Yeah,
Kelpie. And then it'll just
Kelper's glue.
as you're stuck to it, it'll just walk into the water and drown you, and then eat you.
Yeah. There's a comic about Kelpies.
There's a comic.
Yeah, I'm surprised it was on Tumblr.
When's the,
It's like two little kids, and they're like, ah, ha, ha, look at this horse, and they like one kid gets on top of the horse, and the other kid's petting the horse with one hand, and like the first kid's like freaking out because his hands are like meshed into this horse, and it starts running to the water, and like once it gets in the water, its back two legs turn into a fin, and it's like its mouth like rips a little bit at the back, and its like eyes roll back, and it turns bluish. And the one kid who had one hand on it, he pulls a knife out of his pocket and he cuts off his hand. And the last thing he saw is his friend getting like drowned, like pulled down. And then
Why didn't he cut off the horse meat?
because the knife would have just
Oh, you're right.
and then it like shoots to the future, and he's like only got one hand, and he's smoking a cigarette looking out at the horse fields, and there's like one horse that looks exactly like the one that dragged him in, and it's like looking at him from across the field.
Was it like a funny comic?
No.
Oh.
What?
I don't
Hand
know.
off. What?
I imagined the horse being a lot more over dramatic than it needed to be at the end of it.
I'm waiting for the Marvel adaptation of this comic.
No.
Should be good.
No. It's not funny.
Ant-Man, Thor.
Kid had to cut his hand off. He's handless.
Well, he's a man now,
The man had to cut his hand off. He's handless.
Manless.
aren't we all?
I got 3 boys in this room. Oh, 2. I'm sorry. You said manless, right? Yeah, okay.
He's right. Wow. Shout out to the homies back at home.
Yeah.
2 boys in this room with me. 3 boys on this podcast for you to see with your ears.
Ear sight. You got something, Tyler? Something else?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh.
I don't have any more like specific monsters. I didn't come as prepared, I guess, for this book report as I should have. I read for like, oh wait, I mean, okay, maybe I do have something else. Have you heard of The Wild Hunt?
Yeah.
And not just the Witcher game. That there's in Europe there was a bunch of, not just in Britain this time, not just in like 4 towns like within like 30 miles of each other, but all over Europe there was a belief that, I mean, people said they saw it. Like, they would see, like, people on horseback, like, parading through towns and stuff. And when it is first, like, reported, it was, like Norse mythology. And it was, like, what was it? Maybe it wasn't Norse mythology. Yeah. It was over there in the Swedish
North.
country. Yeah, in the north.
That's Norse.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so
Vikings.
that was right. Anyways, the Viking belief, and it was that, I don't know, it was about, like, when they saw the hunt, it brought good fortune upon them, and it was, like, the gods and goddesses, like, would be on, like, the horses, and they would, like,
Oh,
go
okay.
through the land and stuff.
So the hunt is gods and goddesses on horses. Okay.
But
that's pretty cool, actually.
after Christianity got hold in Europe,
Uh-oh.
automatically everything that was not Christian was automatically demons. So it went from the hunt being, this is like, it wasn't always called this. Like, in what I was reading, it was like the wild hunt is like the overarching term for like all these different accounts like across Europe. But after Christianity, I don't know, what influenced Europe, and it changed like their beliefs of this, and people still saw or said that they saw it, but it was seen as dark omens, and like it would bring death. Like people thought that if you went out at night, or that the hunt would like steal your soul while you were sleeping, or they would kidnap people, or if you went out and then the hunt came by, you weren't coming back, and like they would use it to explain people's disappearances and stuff after, again, like I said, Christianity came through. But before, it was like a thing that people were like, oh, hey, check this out. It was like maybe it wasn't necessarily like, oh, goody, but also after they thought that they would steal your soul and you would join the wild hunt, or that they would kill you and like eat your soul.
I feel like even if they said if you go out and you see it, it's going to steal your soul and you become a part of it, I'd be like, so you mean I get to ride a horse with a bunch of people having a great party like at any point to hunt? Yes, take it.
But it was the devil.
Okay, and he's dope.
Blasphemy.
We've come full circle. Kind of taking a step back in the paranormal fake stuff. It could be real stuff.
Anything.
I want
could
to
be
talk
real.
about it because I've talked about it, but I've never really like totally gone into it. The rake. I know I'm beating a dead horse.
I don't like the race.
But I want to talk about him because
Is the dead horse gonna drown us?
Yeah, I haven't actually. I've talked about what he looks like basically, and I've kind of touched a surface level on him, and I kind of want to.
Throwback.
Real quick, before we do get into more of the paranormal bits, can I do my last cryptid I got?
You said you didn't have any more.
I had 3. I asked if you.
Yeah,
I thought
talk
you
about
said you
it.
didn't have any more. Go for it, Jeremy.
never said
Fire
I didn't have
away.
any more.
Jeremy, just
Fire
talk
your
about
last
it. Because
bullet.
what if this isn't good and I listen to it again and it's boring and I have to cut some of the stuff out we talked about anyway, and then we don't have
Fine.
time, and
I
then somebody
won't-
doesn't have a good time
I
listening.
won't talk.
No, you are going to talk because that's what we need. We need more content. Is this
Okay.
content?
Well, this
None of it's content. None of this is
your
content.
content.
This isn't content.
You are content.
Read, Jeremy. I want to hear what you got to say.
Content creator. So,
People listen to other people read, so we'll listen to Jeremy read. Sorry, I'm shutting up now.
Yes. This is kind of. This is one of more of my favorite things. I'm a dinosaur guy. I love dinosaurs.
So you're scaly, huh?
I'm a lizard boy.
There's a. Never mind. Go on.
What? No, what were you gonna say? You gonna tell me there's a special site?
No, not a special site.
Lizard spin.
There's this lizard spin, meatspin.lizard.com.
Oh.
No, there's a Pokemon called Salazzle, and it's
Salazzle?
like what is it? It's like it can only evolve if it's a female, like because Pokemon could be boy or girl,
Right.
And it can only evolve if it's a girl one, and when it evolves into the girl one, it has like kind of exaggerated, like, I mean, it's still like a lizard, but it has.
Are you saying it's a thick lizard?
Oh yeah, it's a thick lizard,
Oh,
which
boy.
is kind of a, I don't know,
Like,
Pokemon.
why did they have to do that?
like?
Why do ketchup advertisers have to make the ketchup bottle so busty?
Here you go. I'll show you a.
Aunt Jemima.
Right.
All right, I'm just gonna Google the Pokemon's name, and we may see lizard titties.
Oh no. Oh no! Don't show me those.
My eyes. My virgin eyes. Oh.
Oh.
It got many toes.
It's got
That's all I
Four?
saw. I saw toes, and I my mouth drew a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's a what do you call that? It's a horny lizard.
What?
That's what we say. It's a horny lizard.
Anyway, sorry, we're gonna cut some of that out. Maybe I'll leave the horny lizard in. I don't know.
Alright, so this one's fairly new. First sighting was in 1980, and it was
It's
spotted.
the year I was born.
The year you were born.
Hmm.
All right, Grandpa.
That's how much my baby weighed when he was born.
1980.
1980 pounds.
Light.
Just like I predicted.
So this is in Arica, Chile, and it's in the attic.
You said it was 1980.
Yeah, I'm saying this is where it's at.
Mm. You said it was at 1980. Anyways,
It's 1980.
It was spotted in 1980. Excuse me.
well, is it in Chile or 1980?
Both. Time travel.
It happened in Chile in the 1980s.
I was just being a smartass. Anyways, I'm sorry. This is not content anymore.
I was hurting my feelings.
Yeah, he's just trying to read.
Restart. Just restart it. Just restart it.
Restart it.
Yeah. The horny lizard was found in 1980 in Chile.
Horny lizard was found in 1980 in Chile. And
He fucks. Sorry, Jeremy.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
It's okay.
I got no more.
So there's a road that connects these two towns in the desert, and there's nothing out there. It's just vast desert. And there have been multiple sightings of people seeing this horny lizard.
Is it really a horny lizard?
No.
Oh.
It's a velociraptor.
Oh.
Ooh.
So it's not like like the big turkeys that they're saying how big they were back in the day, back in the Jurassic, Cretaceous, all that stuff. This is a 6 foot tall velociraptor, and it has kangaroo and like velociraptor features, sorta. I don't know if that makes sense.
Kangaraptor?
Kangaraptor. That's what it says. Maybe it's got a pouch with a little velociraptor baby in it.
So
Who
it's a
knows?
marsupial.
It's a marsupial lizard reptile. But yeah, there's been multiple sightings of it from multiple different people traveling from between these two towns, the desert, and they'll see it occasionally either run across the road or like just run around the
Can you believe dinosaurs were invented in 1980 in Chile?
right?
You know that some people think that the pterodactyl is still alive?
Yeah, there's that one, and there's
They
also
think it never went extinct.
Where the fuck does it live?
On planet Earth. I don't know.
Its
not in
wingspan was like
space.
24 feet or 40 feet or some shit.
That's Thunderbird.
That's big as fuck. Where the fuck is he
Thunderbird.
hiding?
He could be anywhere. I don't know.
But he flies. We would
They
see him.
managed to keep all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park on one island.
It's in
We
Cape
don't
Rock.
know. We don't know.
Why
Okay?
wouldn't we know?
I mean, a velociraptor could be alive. It's just called, or a pterodactyl could be alive. It's just called a bald eagle. I mean, they're basically all birds. Who's to say that it's not covered in feathers?
But 40 feet.
Okay.
You only got 2.
Okay.
And we know where you're at.
Okay.
Do we know where he's at? Is this really close?
I can't fly.
Well, you don't.
But that's what I'm saying.
Well,
if it
have you
could fly and
tried?
it was 40 feet, its wingspan was as big as a house.
Maybe the one that's around today is not 40 feet.
Why is it
Maybe
only...
it's-
Where's the rest of them?
I don't know. Maybe
Gravity
it's
shrunk
like
it.
yeah, gravity shrunk it.
Exactly.
Maybe the oxygen in the air
Is less.
made less, so it's smaller.
That's-
Science.
That's why
Science.
bugs were so big back in the day.
Yeah.
Now they're small, and we can crunch them.
Yeah. Thank you, less oxygen. Now I can eat bugs.
Mm,
Before bugs eat me.
protein.
Protein.
Let's talk what we
All
all
right,
came
Chris.
here for, okay?
Go ahead and tell me
we
about
came
that
here
rake
to talk
that
about the
scares me.
rake. That's what this whole episode
Why are
is
you
about.
yelling over me?
Just the rake.
I'm trying to introduce you.
Go ahead, sorry.
No,
Anyways.
go and yell over me again.
So, as I've gone over before, all right, the rake is a scary ass, skinny little bastard who runs on all fours. It's got claws. He looks like a he looks like a boy, not like a young boy, but just like a boy, like the gender, just a boy, just like a boy. Scary as hell. He's like most, which is funny. A lot of those stories take place in a forest or down south. There ain't no rake in California. It's always in Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Maine, and in New Jersey.
that's the north.
Yeah, none of those. Not one of those places you just said was in the South.
When I say the South, I mean basically everything except for California. everything is the South except for California, Oregon, and Washington.
I
Those
was,
are the
I was
only
about to
ones
say it's gonna be
that
like
are not. Everything else is southern, technically.
you saved yourself there. I was gonna be like, oh, I went to Seattle and be like, oh, I haven't visited the South yet myself, but I've always wanted to.
Go up to Washington like, I love southern food. But there's always different depictions because the story is always different. In some stories, it can talk to you, not with its mouth. because
Hey,
it
Jimbo.
eats with its mouth, but it talks to you.
With a brain.
Yeah,
Like
like
me
mental
too?
communication. And in one story, it convinces a guy to take his parents to its lair so it can eat them. And another one, it's super strong and it beats the fuck out of 4 dudes and they shoot it, but it lives and runs away. And I just want to bring that up and touch on it because I never brought it up before fully and described it or talked about what it can do, but it's strong, very strong, strong boy, thin, runs on all fours, long ass talons,
Oh. Like a chicken?
telepathy,
Is it fast?
and it's fast.
So it's just like a hairless
Ka-chow!
werewolf.
Is it handsome?
No, hell no.
It's very ugly.
It's very ugly.
It's the ugliest motherfucker you never saw.
I probably think of some uglier ones, but
Shaved bear. Seen a shaved bear?
why you gotta do disrespect like that to bears?
No, I saw one and it scared me because I didn't know what it was.
In real life?
No, it was on Google. Not Google. What was it? It was on Tumblr, actually.
Oh, speaking about bears, this is a side story.
Bearsy Beats.
Today, Megan, my wife's sister, went to Yosemite and then went hiking, and she said, "Man, that's a weird cow that's coming onto the trail," and it was a bear, and she thought it was a cow because it had one of the yellow tags on its ears, and they took off running.
Wait, who did?
Not the bear, my sister-in-law and her friend.
Oh, boy.
It's crazy though.
Thought it was a fucking cow?
Because it had the yellow tag on its ears. Cows
So
have tags
what?
on the ears.
Moo. You ain't
There's
seen no
different.
hairy-ass cow
You
like
go to
that?
the fucking grocery store and there's tags on everything. I'm not like, is this cereal too? No, it's lasagna.
You could put it in milk still. You ever put your pasta in milk?
I love me a good rigatoni cereal.
I don't really eat pasta anymore that much. I just kind of try to stay
How do
away.
you not?
Get my
Just
mac
makes
and
me. It just makes me
cheese.
feel too heavy.
I love pasta.
You
Fill it up,
Totino
boys.
boy.
We got some cheese-filled raviolis.
All of them?
Ravioli.
All raviolis are filled.
Show me
But
the
it's got
formioli.
cheese and spinach.
Spanch.
Spanch
I
and
like me a
cheese.
cheese spinach. That's like a good Da Vinci's. Good Da Vinci's ravioli.
What's scary about that?
We don't know what's really inside of them.
Haunted pasta.
Spooky pasta. Creepy pasta.
Oh wow! Damn.
Look at that.
That wasn't even. That wasn't.
There
even
was a connection.
staged.
Dang.
Let's make a site called
Why-
Creepy Pasta.
Why is it called creepypasta? Why do they call it that?
I don't know. Oh, I can
Ask,
look it up.
ask Siri. Hey Siri, yo.
I don't have Siri, bro.
Yo.
Hey Alexa, why is Creepy Pasta?
I don't have Alexa. Why?
not?
Why us it? Why is it called a creepy
Paste it.
pasta? Creepypastas are essentially internet horror stories passed
Well,
around
you
on
know what they
forums and
are.
other sites to disturb and frighten readers. The name creepypasta comes from the word copypasta, an internet slang term for a block of text that gets copied and pasted over and over again from website to
That
website.
makes sense. Hey Tyler, I told you this joke before. Should I tell Chris it?
Tell me the joke.
Tell him the fucking joke. Tell him the fucking joke.
I'm laughing about it, okay? Hold on.
If I don't hear that goddamn joke.
Why did 6 want to have sex with 7?
Why?
Because 7 ate ass.
I didn't know that
That's
was
a
the joke he was
really
gonna tell
dumb
you.
joke, but gets the job done.
Good joke. Good joke.
Hold up. Hold up. Everyone hold up. So let's talk about something else scary.
What you got?
Black-eyed kids.
We've talked about them too.
Yeah,
we
did.
haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When?
bro.
Was that the first episode also?
No.
I don't know. That's why I was kind of afraid to do this episode because we've talked about a lot of this. Or we talked
Okay, let's talk
this
about
a
the
lot.
Mantis Man.
Mantis
Oh,
Man.
don't know anything about Mantis
All right,
Man. He
so
sounds scary.
go
Does he
on.
got praying mantis head? He's a human
He's
body
a
with the praying mantis head?
Hybrid praying mantis person.
How many eyes
Is
you
it
got?
Adventure Bros where there's like a guy that looks like a praying mantis?
What the fuck's Adventure Bros?
The show that used to be on Adult Swim.
Adventure? Oh, the Venture Brothers.
Venture Brothers, that's what it is. Isn't there a mantis guy in that show?
Maybe.
I can't remember what it is. And either way, so this is another North American, like people have seen it here only, but this is like real sightings. This isn't something that like one of those things where it's just a story or creepypasta. People have like thought they've actually seen this thing.
No, it's
And it like hangs out by rivers anywhere. Rivers and forests.
What the fuck's up with all these monsters in water?
Gotta get something to drink.
Yeah, they're thirsty.
I don't hang out by the river, and I'm the thirstiest bitch you know.
Not thirsty enough. Anyways, these people will be like down by the water and they'll just like see it in the fucking water, and it's not mean. It's not like going after anyone, but it'll like see them and they'll blink and it'll be gone. And it's believed either it has camouflage, like supreme camouflage since it's part insect, or two, because every time it sees someone, like the way they describe its face or whatever you want to call it, mouth parts, it looks surprised. They think that it's like the Pikachu meme, but it's a praying mantis. Jess, you heard that. And they think that there's a possibility that it lives in an alternate dimension, and it has the ability to like phase through dimensions, and every time that you see it's accidentally phased into ours, and it's like stuck, like it can't pick one. It just, without its own, moves across different dimensions, and that's why it's surprised every time it sees someone.
It's that fourth dimension whale from Futurama.
Basically. So that one's...
That's spooky, though. I don't want to see no...
That is kind of scary.
Bug man
What if
in
I was
water.
in the river?
And he touched you.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah, I would say that. Why does it
imagine-
have to, like...
Imagine him chasing you in the water, Tyler.
He wouldn't chase me. He doesn't even want to be here. He's surprised.
Well, he's like, oh, friend. He takes you back to his dimension.
What does they have?
Snacks.
Huh?
They have snacks there?
Yeah, probably.
got-
Snacks and orange slices.
Cheeto Rivers. And strawberry grapes. And pineapple bananas.
What?
Pineapple.
Banana?
Pen.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was like. I was going to say pineapple apple?
Pineapple, apple, pen.
Yes, that's what it was.
You know, when that stuff was out, I never watched that video.
You're missing out.
Well, it's still out.
Well, I know it's still out, but I still never watched it.
One more, and I know you were talking about the Wild Hunt, and you were like, is that what is the Wild Hunt?
Yes.
Around, I want to say it was the same time, or I don't know if it was here or if it was in Europe, there were legends of, it was called the Deer Woman. And it was like, there would be these big parties, and there would
Wait, why do I
always,
feel like I've read about that?
there would always
recently?
be this like beautiful woman who would like tempt you into the
Did we talk
forest.
about
Let me
this?
hear
We
the
talked
story.
about this.
No,
You already
I
said
don't
the
think so.
story.
We
You really
talked
did.
about this when I was
I
trying
think-
to describe the one deer that drags you and runs
Yeah,
really fast.
you
Did
told
I
us this.
really?
You really
This
told
is
us
what
the
I, yeah,
story.
that's what I found about it.
This is the
Man.
Chris has Alzheimer's episode.
That's
Who are you people?
You really told us that story. I was like, I know this one.
Man, I talk too much, and I don't think about what I say.
Come on, main guy. Give us some quality new content.
Yeah, not this same old recycled bullshit.
Hey,
Where are you, Disney?
Hey, write down more than 3 things, Jeremy.
Hey, how about you write something down, Chris?
Hey, how about 10,000 cockroaches or one human guy?
10,000 guys the size of a
10,000
cockroach.
guys or one small regular cockroach?
That's the real question.
But
I'll take the 10,000 guys.
no, okay. The 10,000 guys.
The size of cockroaches.
No. Yes. The
10,000
10,000 guys the size of
cockroaches.
They live in your attic.
Bathroom.
And they
The
eat my
10,000
garbage.
guys. They do what they gotta do.
Okay, there's
But-
a movie about little people that live in someone's
No,
walls.
shut up. I'm not done. Or 10,000 guys the size of
No.
cockroaches. Or a cockroach the size of a medium-sized dog, but it has to sleep in your bed. Not like next to you like a person, just like it can sleep at the
It's
foot
nice
of the bed.
though.
It's chilling.
So it's
I
like
mean,
my
that might not be
dog.
too bad. If it's just trying to be my friend.
I'll put a leash around him and name him Derek.
Well, I didn't...
I mean, if he's sleeping on my bed, he's got to be nice.
He doesn't want a leash. He's only nice for so long. I mean, he doesn't get mean, but if you try to put a leash on him, he might not be nice.
Then I'll just put Put him in a stroller.
Anyways,
baby.
it's
Yeah, he's a
10,000
baby.
regular old dudes. They just live in the attic. And they're
I don't
small.
have an attic big enough for 10,000 men.
No, but they're
Cockroach-sized
cockroach-sized men.
So
That's pretty cool. I
I
would
So
like to
they're
go up
like-
there and I would like to see
they're
what their
smaller than
civilization looks
dogs.
like.
So are you telling me you would want to be their god?
Yes.
No, you aren't their god.
I would
They'll
be.
They'll be bros with you.
What are
there's
they gonna?
10,000
They're
of
not
them.
going to be bros with me if they're like 1 foot, like a half an inch tall.
Chris will bring like a whole roasted turkey, and they'll be like,
They'll be like, a bountiful feast.
"The king."
Wow, look at us. We recycled old content and made new content. We're like Bungie in Destiny 1, where you would buy the
Dang.
DLC and then they would just fucking turn the shit around and you would just start at the end and go to the beginning instead of the beginning to the end, and they would say, that's content.
I would love to see what 10,000 little men could build in my attic. That would be cool. I'd do a time lapse.
That's
I'd
what
put up a
God
little
said.
camera.
And then we had Rome.
Yeah. And then he said, wow, that was cool. Slap. He did the same thing with dinosaurs. He said, wow, that was cool.
It'd suck if I threw rocks at him. And then he threw one rock too hard and it knocked out the light. And then he was like, oh shit. It took him a minute to get it
It's like,
repaired.
Mom, I broke the light.
He actually didn't. It was a candle, but when it knocked the candle out, there was smoke that came, but it like, the embers like smoked everything. You know what I mean?
What if
Yeah,
he
well-
just like
So it didn't catch on fire, but it was all ashy and smoky and burning.
Quick story. When me and Casey were kids, we liked to play a game where we grabbed all of our marbles that we had. We had a whole bunch. We'd throw them up in the air and they would fall back down. One time we were in our room and the ceiling light was like a big square glass panel, and we threw them up hella hard and it shattered the entire ceiling panel. So we threw it up and we got our marbles, came back down, but it came down with shards of glass. But we're all good to go.
Who got in trouble?
I don't know, probably Casey. I remember one time Casey came home with a, because I guess when they make plastic bottles, like Pepsi bottles and stuff, and I don't know if they still do it this way, but they come in little tubes. It's like the lid, the part you drink out of is the same, but it's like small, and then it expands to what they need. And Casey brought home one of those because someone had come to talk about the process of making like a soda bottle or like a plastic drinking bottle.
I have no idea what the fuck you just told me, bro.
What do you mean?
Like, I was trying to visualize that and like,
Imagine a test tube, right?
Okay, yeah.
But the top is what the part you drink out of a bottle looks like.
okay.
You can imagine an 8-legged tortoise, but you can't imagine.
Well,
Okay,
I
this-
just add some
this-
shit that's already
This
there to something that I already
crystal
know what
geyser
it is.
cap, this right here,
Yeah.
the whole thing, but except it's like this long and it looks like a test tube on the bottom.
And it's just soda in it.
That's all. No, there's nothing in it. It's like the before the rest of the bottle is like heated and expanded into what they need. That's what it looks like. It's like this. It's like
Oh, god.
5 inches
is it,
long.
Is it thicker?
yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And
Sorry, I was trying to. I don't know.
You were trying too hard, whatever it was.
I'm
Anyways,
almost overloaded myself, bro.
I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea, but the bathroom was like 5 feet away from my room, but I tried to pee inside of it. And it overflowed, and I got in trouble because I had more in the tank than I had than the little container could hold. It was probably like 4 fluid ounces, and I overfilled it.
You're so fucking.
why did you just hold it after it filled up?
Why didn't you do it over the toilet?
Because I'm stupid. I don't know.
You're fucking dumb.
You just do it in your room.
I got pee all over the floor.
That's why the ghosts in your house are so pissed off. You pee on their house.
So we live in here and you pissed on it. God. See, what was scary about all of that is we're still friends with them.
If I don't embarrass myself at least once every 10 episodes, then I'm just not doing it right, you
Once
know?
every 10 years, you have to embarrass yourself really bad.
Well, now it's down to 10 episodes, so...
No, you pissed on yourself when you were like between 1 and 10, and then when you were between 11 and 20, you shit yourself. What's next?
Shit and piss?
Double
Probably.
whammy.
Probably.
You look like you're about to cry. Are you sad that it's over?